have in my land. I'm here to tell you that together we can weave a tapestry of peaceful connection, powerful unity, and together we look forward to transformative, magic, and sustainable tourism. So join me in this soul-stirring adventure as we wait to celebrate World Tourism Day on 27th September in Kasese, because tourism is everyone's business. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Achambeti Okelo, and I would love to request the judges to pardon the question. Can you imagine being bedridden in a dark room without any ability to see or even hear? This evidently shows being neglected and rejected. This is a highlight to show the importance of inclusion in tourism. When the impaired individuals are included in the tourism sector, they feel part of the tourism industry. However, this not only enhances their ability, but rather boosts the tourism sector and industry of Uganda, both nationally and globally. I would love to move into different tourism industries or sites and see the translators of these impaired individuals.
And I'm so happy to see you here today. On the 9th of October 2023 is a history to recall in Uganda. American Barrow of 50 years who had just wedded Sally from South Africa of 51 years came to tour the Pearl of Africa, Uganda at Queen Elizabeth National Park. Along with the guidance of our very own Mr. Eric, our beloved Ugandan, were ambushed and assassinated by the ADF rebel. This was a Ugandan ADF rebel who was identified by the Ugandan Defense Force at Lake Edward, who had pretended to be a fisherman. As if that wasn't enough, Uganda, we were filled up with pain, despair, and instability in our tourism sector when the Tetezi dumping site buried approximately 34% people in Uganda. This caused pain, despair, and a tragedy. Can you imagine? For God and my country, the Pearl of Africa is known for being the most hospitable country that homes approximately 1.5 million refugees from different continents in Uganda. Tourism sector as well provides approximately 600,020 jobs to people. Peace is not just a dream, but it is a reality that you and I create together. As a 19-year-old female, I am a beacon of hope, a pillar of strength, and a voice of a reason. We travel to showcase our culture, our heritage, foster friendships, our understanding, and traveling through tourism should promote peace, since we are bound to make memories. Thank you so much for God and my country.
To you, ladies and gentlemen, my understanding of tourism and peace in relation to my advocacy is tourism and peace is a theme that highlights how tourism can be used to foster peace in societies. To me, peace is not only a state of being, of absence of war, but where people are able to enjoy their societies, where people are able to enjoy their environments without any hindrances. Tourism is a sector that seeks to boost Uganda's economy, a sector that contributes not only to the economy but to the livelihoods of Ugandans. Take for instance, in Uganda, the tourism sector is the second largest contributor to the annual GDP, contributing about 7.7% and employing about 6.5% of the employable workforce. When these people are employed, they have jobs. They're able to meet their basic needs and they're able to provide. This in turn alleviates poverty and reduces conflict, which is essential for the promotion of peace. For my advocacy, I plan to advocate for tree planting, which in turn boosts ecotourism. Tourists come to see the beautiful indigenous species of our country, the birds that call these trees home, the food that we get from these trees. In turn, our citizens are earning a living, and at the same time, we are boosting the tourism sector of Uganda in a peaceful and harmonious way. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, tourism and peace is a theme that shows you that tourism magnifies human emotions, that the world is not a place for tourists who move around in buses clicking their tongues. No, but a place for those who are willing to change the world with what they have and where they are, and all this can be done only in a peaceful society. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Abaho Abigail Jackie from Akwale region. Growing up and experiencing an environment where war, tribalism, conflict was inevitable, I learned that for us to prevail, peace should be inevitable. Peace is not only doing away with war, conflict, and tribalism, but as well as promoting a harmonious coexistence between wildlife and human nature. Conservation, but conservation does not only stop at cleaning the environment.
One way or another. From my personal experience, I used to have a negative perception towards the Karamojong people because of the stereotype that I always had from when I was a young child.
Peace, and the violation of one form of peace could lead to the violation of another. I come from Katakwi district, whose main economic activity is animal farming, and yet Katakwi has suffered from cattle raids for a very long time. This has led the natives to resort to charcoal burning, an activity that includes tree cutting that directly affects one of the biggest game reserves in Uganda, which is Pian Upe Game Reserve. What am I trying to say? I am trying to say that we not only have to be at peace with our neighbors, we not only have to be at peace as a community, but we also have to ensure that as a nation, we are at peace so that we can promote domestic tourism. And we also have to ensure that as a community, we are at peace. Uganda holds 56 tribes that have lived in harmony for a very long time. This means our tourism sector has a lot of potential and could actually actually be a major source of the country's revenue. Thank you very much, and I advocate that we should promote every form of peace without leaving one other form out of our implementation. Thank you.
I want to thank each and every one of you for turning up to support the dreams of every girl in this competition today. Thank you. My name is Atinola Kibianka, representing the northern region of Uganda. Throughout the years, Uganda has faced a profound turbulence of insurgencies and martyrdom. However, tourism provides a perspective that allows the interconnectedness of all beings and a profound foundation for fostering global peace. Ladies and gentlemen, Uganda has been endowed with magnificent sceneries and cultures and heritage. Look at the snow-capped mountain rangery, to the freshwater lake like Lake Victoria. So impeccable. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would define tourism and peace as not only a concept that talks about war. Travel with me to the northern region of Uganda. We experience insurgencies such as the LRA War, but let's not forget about our amazing heritage. Look at our culinary. I'm talking about Agira, Boyo, I'm talking about Kwankai. Look at our traditional dances, like Rakaraka, Okeme, Abuda, to mention but a few. Imagine a society where we do not pass such heritage to our children. Imagine a Gen Z turning back home and does not know what it means to kneel before an elder as a sign of respect. Oh yes, countries do have insurgencies and instabilities. As Ugandans, what image are we painting every time we are faced with insurgencies? What communication do we give to the world out there? Let's look at the amazing mountain gorillas at Green Impenetrable National Park. Our pursuit for industrialization and urbanization cause us to cut down these trees and not replace them. Where do we expect such species to thrive? Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is the lack of peace we are talking about. So I believe there is light at the end of the tunnel. I believe for us to promote tourism and peace, the answer lies in the hands of each and every Ugandan in this room. As an advocate for tourism and peace, I believe in a Uganda where every individual story, culture, heritage is not only valued, but shared and protected. I say this for God and my culture.
But now I believe this is the time for Karamoja to develop. The now government has taken positive steps in creating an environment that is peaceful for the Karamoja community. We now have less wars, we have less gun violence, we have less rape, and most importantly to note, we have not had any case where a tourist has been attacked. I believe Karamoja is on the right trajectory for developing peacefully. With this year's theme, tourism and peace, I believe we are ready to take off. With government initiatives like the redevelopment of the Pianupe Road, it's going to give an access to a lot of tourists, both domestic and international tourists, to come and visit areas like the Pianupe, which is one of the largest game reserves in Uganda. If we take on such positions and develop infrastructure in all areas of Uganda, we shall have a Uganda that is peaceful and safe for every traveler around the world. Thank you so much.
It's because of the hospitality the people of Uganda have, plus the diverse culture we have in Uganda. Ladies and gentlemen, people travel from all over the country, from all over the world, to come and experience the cultural and traditional practices we have here in Uganda. This creates some sense of understanding between different cultures, and hence it fosters peace among people. Secondly, Uganda is blessed with abundant wildlife. When we indulge in practices like poaching, like encroachment and deforestation, we are suffocating
the habitats of these animals and their food. Hence, we are affecting their peace. Thirdly, Uganda has beautiful sceneries and landscapes. We are all on to conserve this environment so that we are not affected by environmental hazards that will not only affect us but all the living things on this earth. Ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about peace and tourism, we do not only mean peace among us humans, but also the need to promote environmental peace and wildlife peace. For God and my country, thank you.
This year's theme is Tourism and Peace. Identify 2 issues affecting peace in Uganda and their solution.
Thank you so much, Josh, for the question. So, one of the reasons as to why we have issues with peace is the way we communicate issues that affect our country. Let's talk about instabilities and attacks that happened on a couple of tourists at Queen Elizabeth National Park. Everybody went on social media talking about how Uganda is insecure, we don't have peace. But that is something that paints a bad reputation to our country. So the solution to this would be sensitizing the community, having advocates like the queens of this tourism talk to the community, encouraging them that in case of any instability, let's learn how to communicate and manage insecurities in our country. Another issue would be we have people who believe that tourism is only meant for foreigners, but there's something called domestic tourism. If we can sensitize the local people on how important it is to visit that local and indigenous tourism-oriented sites, we are going to have peace and we're going to promote tourism in our country. Thank you.
Well, we understand culture in Uganda falls under the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development. But it is an important aspect in the Ministry of Tourism. Can you relate culture to tourism?
Very much related to tourism because Uganda having a very diverse cultural heritage is one of the things that attract people to come and visit Uganda, to experience and indulge in the different traditions of Uganda. Therefore, culture is a very important tool and aspect of tourism to Uganda. Thank you.
Take us around Uganda and market 2 major tourism sites.
Thank you so much for that question. Welcome to Uganda, the Pearl of Africa. Uganda is located in East Africa and is surrounded by 5 countries. Uganda sits in the Interlacustrine region and hosts about 5 regions. In the central region, we have the beautiful and mighty large freshwater lake, Lake Victoria, the 3rd largest lake in Uganda. In the west, we have the mountains of the moon, Mountain Rwenzori, hosting the 3rd highest peak in Africa, Peak Margarita. In the north, we have diverse cultures such as the Lango, the Acholi, and various tourist attraction sites such as Fort Patiko, Pian Upe Game Reserve. In the east, we have the world's largest caldera seated in Bale district on the mountain Elgon. And in the center of our country, we have Lake Choga. In Uganda, we have diverse cultures that welcome you. We have various physical features and we have beautiful and hospitable people. Thank you so much.
How would you best describe Karamoja region to someone who has never visited?
Thank you so much for the question. Karamoja is located in the northeastern part of Uganda. It has 9 districts of Amudat, Napak, Nakapiripirit, Kabo, Karega, Kotido, Moreto, and Abim. And on your way to Karamoja, you can use 2 routes from Kampala through Mbale, Sirongo, or from Kampala through Mbale, Soroti. Karamoja is blessed with a lot of very beautiful sceneries. We have Mount Napak, we have Mount Moroto, we have Kienupe Game Reserve, which happens to be the second largest protected conservation area in Uganda. We have Kidepo Valley National Park that is blessed with a lot of wildlife and sits 4 of the big 5 in Uganda. Karamoja is blessed with the largest East African village that sits in Kotigo district with a very beautiful culture. We have a lot of beautiful culture and very hospitable people. Thank you so much.
Of this tourism industry in tourism of Uganda.
Thank you so much for the question. The role of Miss Tourism in pageantry is to market tourism sites and empower girl child by inspiring them. Thank you so much.
A chance to talk to the President of Uganda, what would you tell him and why?
Thank you so much, Judge. If I am given the chance to talk to the President of this country, my first vision, if I'm given the platform to become the next Miss Tourism Uganda, is firstly to promote the tourism sector, but secondly to empower the boys and girls in this country. How would I do this? I would do this through promoting agro-tourism in Uganda and agriculture. We all know that you cannot empower a community if they are not fed, they are not inspired. So I would look forward to creating technology-based agriculture projects that can allow, such as greenhousing, that can allow the young people of Uganda dream out of agriculture, but also learn soft and skills. So I would tell the President to fund such projects in all parts of the country to make sure that the young people don't only have empowerment, but they're inspired to become the best versions of themselves. Thank you, Judge.
Uganda is having a new industry, and this is the oil and gas industry. How can Uganda capitalize on this industry to promote tourism?
Thank you so much for that question.
Thank you so much for that question. I believe it's important for someone to have identity so that they believe in themselves, so that they know who they are, and so that they are able to express themselves in a way that best describes them. When you're able to identify yourself in a particular way, you have the freedom and you have the ability to showcase yourself without fear, without favor, because deep down you know that is who you are, and what you are is what you stand for. Thank you.
The Ministers of Tourism as a tourism ambassador.
As a tourism ambassador, I have projects, and these projects cannot be done alone. I would collaborate with the ministry to make sure that the projects I have come to fruition. I would also work as a tourism ambassador in promoting tourism in every area that I visit through my social media platform, because this is the best place to market the place. So with the help of the ministry and its guidance, I can use that. Thank you so much.
How could you advise the government to calm down the poaching issue? Thank you.
Thank you so much for that question. I would advise the government not only to carry out sensitization, but to also involve the community into the conservation of wildlife.
Thank you.